guys, we are on to sweet potato casserole today. We peeled some sweet potatoes, a lot of sweet potatoes, but we didn't need nearly as many as we peeled. Which you peeled just like a regular potato. Now I have my mandolin out to help me slice the potatoes because I want them to be the same amount of thickness because we're going to put them in to boil and you want them to cook at the same speed. So, always wear my cutting glove on the hand that is going to be near the blade of the mandolin. And I just slide it right across. And sometimes, as I was just telling my husband, I need him to sharpen the blade. Because see? Anyway, so we get some pretty even pieces that we are going to put into our casserole dish. Make them look pretty.
It looks easy with a smaller potato.
Yeah, well, it probably is. You know what else is easy on the mandolin is mushrooms. I guess just the fibrous. Potatoes and I are struggling with my mandolin, and I think I just need to get him to sharpen the blade on it. Okay, so this took about 9 sweet potatoes total, but about half of them ended up in the trash because they were odd shaped. But basically just fill your pan. And then I have a cup of water that we are going to pour over. Okay. And then we're going to cover the lid, put the lid on. Okay. Cover tightly. We are creating a steam bath. We're going to put these in the oven for about 45 to 50 minutes. And let it steam and make those sweet potatoes tender. So we'll be back to check on them in about 50 minutes. So our sweet potatoes took about an hour and 15 minutes to get finally tender. So I'm going to drain those while Christina is going to melt 2 sticks of butter and a cup and a half of brown sugar together. So all we're going to do is try to lightly drain the water off the potatoes. And then we're going to make our cinnamon brown sugar sauce to pour over the top and slide these back in the oven. See? Easy. You can turn this up just a little. So the sauce is going to get thick real fast because brown sugar is thick. So unless you want to cluster the brown sugar, we add water. So I've got 3/4 of a cup of water to add to it. And I'm just going to, there you go, and add the 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. And we're going to stir it all in. And then we're just going to let it bubble up. And then stop and pour it over the top of our sweet potatoes. Put the lid back on. And cook for another 10 minutes. See how it's bubbled up along the edges? That's exactly what we're looking for. Give it one more really good stir. Turn off the heat before it bubbles up and over. And now we're going to take this pot and we're just going to lightly drizzle. Ooh. Ooh, I'm making a mess. Somebody's going to have to clean up. Alright, if you'll hand me that lid. And I put it back on, and we're going to stick this back in the same 350-degree oven for another 10 minutes. And then we're going to, then we will pull it out and add marshmallows. Yay. So our sweet potatoes have been swimming in our butter, brown sugar, cinnamon concoction.
They look good.
And now what are we going to do?
Sprinkle them with marshmallows.
Yep, so I have 4 cups of mini marshmallows that we are going to put all over the top. Ooh, hands. There you go. You end up with marshmallows everywhere. Look, there's one right here. It's going to melt onto that pan. Ooh, okay. Okay, so you want to spread them out. And in my world, you can't ever have too many marshmallows, so if you want to put more than 4 cups, feel free. And we are not going to put the lid on this time, because you want the marshmallows to caramelize. Get all brown on the top. So we're going to keep the oven at 350 degrees. Put this pan back in for another 10 minutes, and then we'll be ready for sweet potato casserole. So, our sweet potatoes, covered in marshmallows, have been in the oven for 10 minutes. We just pulled them out, and
It looks delicious.
looks amazing. We're going to let them cool for a little bit before we dive in.